Danny, the sawmill dog. Look at him hunting. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the mill. My name's Bill. This is Parts Solutions Forestry, and I wanted to give you a quick update. I just get done working, get all my tools put away. Quick update on the shed and the beam that we put in. I think it came out awesome. And I'll show you what is left of. This is what's left of what we milled this morning. If you didn't see that video, go back and watch it. I did put boards on the back part of the shed, so the back part of the shed's all filled in. I had to put the blocking in, and got the rough sheathing on the back part. Here's the beam. I hope it shows up good. It's gonna be hard for me to see. I don't know if you can see it good, but the beam on the top is cut at the angle of the rafters. It's timber locked into all the rafters. And I'll show you what it looks like on the outside. Also, I do have an upright bracing it on both ends. So that's what it looks like outside. And you can see with the angle that I cut at how it covers up onto the rake trim. So that angle, hopefully you can see it up there. The angle's cut on the inside, and then I cut it at the width of the shed so that it's square on the outside. And I'll drill through that and hang an eye on here and a block and tackle, an old ship block and tackle with ropes on both ends with a hook. Tomorrow all I have to do is finish up these two gable ends, and that shouldn't take me all that long. The good part about doing the gable ends is that they're at a rake angle, so all I really have to do is every single time I cut one, I just measure my long point, write it down, and then cut my short point at that dimension, and it just keeps running up. You can see it comes out pretty good. I mean, you see they're flush on the bottom, and see how good it runs up the rake like that. And they're right up against, if you can see it there, right up against the fly rafters. And then they'll have rake trim up there too to cover the nails. But here's the back side. And eventually I'm gonna have to cut a ton of battens. I'll do that when I'm done with the shed. When the shed is finished and it's all trimmed out and the soffits are in and everything, that's when I will do the battens. I did also Vicor the peak. I don't know if you can see it through here. So my ridge has got Vicor tape sealed down to it. I will tape every seam with Vicor that I have just lying around. I will tape every seam before I paper it, and I will do that as soon as I get these ends closed in, I believe. I don't know. It's a toss-up. We're not calling for any rain, and what I've been doing is, because the weather's been so good, I've been kind of letting the roof dry. So there's been no reason to go ahead and paper it. There's good wind flow right now. There's beautiful sunshine. The temperatures have been warm, and it's drying those roof boards out great. So that's what the reason that that's not papered yet. We might, did I say might? We might have a little dinky piece of rain that comes in here on Thursday. So I'm gonna watch the weather in the morning. If it looks like it's gonna rain Thursday, I will paper this thing tomorrow. I'll tape all the seams, paper it, and have it ready for metal roofing, but at least that'll dry it in. And then after I paper it in the morning, I will go on to finishing up the boards on the outside and then start running trim. So Once I finish closing this in, I'll run my rake trim. I'll do my soffits. I will trim out my windows. Oh, and a mea culpa. I do want to get this in because I talked about it the other night, and I'm afraid that my friend Craig will see it. I made a mistake here, okay? Typically what I do when I do a window that's going to be using an existing window like the ones that I have inside that are going in this hole, what I will do is I'll look around on the ground. I'll find myself like a 2x8 pressure treated or something, and I will put a 2x8 pressure treated in here at an angle before these boards go in that overhangs out a little bit. And I'll just set it at an angle, and I'll do all my cripple studs underneath it at that angle. Usually I go with 5 degrees, but I should have done that and let the sill sit out, bad view, sit out past this like that far. The way I did it was a mistake. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take copper, and I'm basically going to glue copper down over the top of this and let it lap over and form a drip edge. And I'll actually do that all the way over the trim. So I will trim this out. I'm going to grind off this angle to what it is here. Actually, this matches. It's 5 degrees. I'm going to grind all this off so that it tapers down. I'll put my trim in, and then I'll get a wide enough piece of copper to glue in there and form a drip edge over the trim so that any water that comes down the window comes down onto the copper and then sheets over the top of this and doesn't get behind these boards. This was a bad mistake. Well, bad mistake. It's not like I can't fix it, but it was a dumb thing to do. And I want to get that on here, that in the heat of building, I thought I was doing a good thing. And when I made these cool little window sills here with a little 5-degree angle and the lip and the window sits on top here, thought I was doing a good thing, but I gave no consideration to the siding, as you can see, or the trim. So what would happen now if I left it like this is that the water would hit the window, it would come down, it would run down this, and would run down behind these boards inside the shed. So we can't have that. So I will fix that. And it's not a big deal to fix it. It's going to be pretty simple. But I just wanted to get that on here because I know I shot video on it the other night. And then when I watched the video back, I was like, what was I thinking? You know, I knew something was bothering me about it. And but anyway, it's typically what I do. And if I had thought about it, I would have grabbed like a 2x6 like that right there. I would have just set 2x6 in here at an angle, or it probably would have needed more than that. Probably would have had to be at least a 2x8 so that it would have covered the trim too. So trim will come right up to the bottom of the angle grind here and just trim the whole window out. And that's pretty much it. But it's going to look really, really cool with those block and tackles hanging from that. I think what I will do is I will frame a faux door on this side, so I'll never load material from this side. So I will put a picture frame up there, nail it to it, actually put some hinges on it and stuff like that so it kind of looks cool, but that will never be open. And I will have a door, a double barn door style on this side that will open. Basically it'll close, the center of it will close on that upright support beam there, which it needs. So, you know, my wife was like, why'd you put that in there? Isn't a door going there? Yeah, well, the door is going to open like this and like this. So it will close against that. And there'll be a door on both sides because I'll never put anything big up in there. My collar ties aren't huge, and you know, it's only 10 feet long, so nothing huge will ever go up in there, but I will make a double opening door there. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to give you guys an update. I think as far as this mess goes, I think I'll get out here first thing in the morning and try to get most of this out of here. That's all going to be cut up with a circular saw into 16-inch pieces, and I'll actually load them into that cardboard box right there, put that in the house, and then the rest of them will go in my campwood bin. And all this stuff here probably also will go in the campwood bin, or I'll just take a picture of it and say free, come get it on Facebook Marketplace, and maybe birdhouse people will want some of it, they can come pick some up. I don't know, it's always good to get people out here picking stuff up. But yeah, it's you can see the Vicor on the peak, and like I said, I'll tape all the seams, then I'll paper the roof, and that will get block and tackle hanging from it. A friend of mine gave me a couple of cool block and tackles from an old ship with ropes and stuff. Danny, come! Wow, where did Danny go? There's a chipmunk over here, and Danny was over here. Oh, he's coming around the backside. Let's see which way he comes. Come on, Dan. Chipmunk over here. Oh, it came through the shed. It's like his playhouse. But anyway, that's the update. I am uploading this morning's video right now for the milling from this morning, and as soon as I kind of get this thing buttoned up and weatherproof, I'll be back to milling. I got a lot of 1x material to mill. That all three of these pitch pines here are all going to get milled into 1x material for the timber frame that I've been cutting for, and he's going to be ready to put a roof on his, so he's going to need material. So that's kind of the next thing, and then I've got an oak order I got to cut too. So hope you guys are having a great night. Appreciate the watch. Hope you guys had a great day, and it looks like our getting robbed for $5,000 has resolved itself, and Kate switched over most of our card things today and stuff like that, and the bank gave us our money back, so it looks like that's all good. And thank you all for your concern, and hit me up if you have any questions. For now, for myself, for Danny, it's Pirate Solutions out.